Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, and in this video we're going to go over the kit reveal for FAG executive Yura. She's the second anniversary SSR Plus unit, and hopefully she's going to be pretty broken, because all anniversary units have cheap banners. We can expect to max her out with around 400 black market tickets, and if she's broken, I think most people will be happy, obviously. We all like a very strong and cheap SSR Plus unit. She's also the second purple SSR Plus support that we have. The first one is kind of garbage, is Data Gustang. Not many people use him nowadays. Used to be okay, now it's just not usable, really. So hopefully she's going to be actually strong and be able to carry the purple element a bit more. They definitely need more units. They don't have enough SSR Plus units, but okay, that's off topic. So let's move on. Let's watch the video with the animations. I would already say her animations, I don't particularly like them. I think most of them are a bit simple and boring. But yeah, we'll see. We already saw them also yesterday during the live stream, but we're going to look at them again because there is the dedicated video here. So let's start. The base costume looks pretty good, I will say. Happy about it.
The brighter I shine, the higher
And
my
again, we have purple support. Good.
Extra, please step aside.
We have the first active skill, Fanatic's Contract.
From now on,
The animation doesn't tell much. What's in my bag? The animation says even less. And then we have the special move.
the protagonist
And also here she's just singing on a stand. That's fine, at least it's something visually. The other ones were a bit too simple. This is the special move animation. Okay, good. And that's it. We're going to read the kit now. Unfortunately, keep in mind, we don't have a lot of the values here. Actually, we don't have any of them. Even though looking at the video from the developer livestream, we know some. We don't know if they're going to change. Probably not, but we'll see. I will comment on what we know as we go through the kit. And we're also going to rewatch the video later just to confirm what I'm saying. And yeah, keep in mind, we also don't know Exclusive Event or Revolution. They could totally change how a unit performs. So let's wait for that before jumping to any conclusions. But yeah, I will just give you my opinion on her as we go through the kit. We will start as usual from the passive. This is a very interesting one. So Yura cannot recover energy by herself during the battle, which means Rainbow 5 is not proccing. And you might say, how do you know? We only know because they showed us the fight in the developer livestream. That Yura was Revolution 6, so pretty sure she was Rainbow 5 as well, which means no energy whatsoever from Rainbow 5. Which is strange, yeah. Could also mean that she's going to be good at 3 red, potentially, but I think the Revolution upgrades are going to carry Yura, so you probably still need to max her out. We'll see. And the way she recovers energy is that every time an ally that is not herself or summoned beings uses the special move, she's going to recover a certain amount of energy. This amount is 250, so after 4 special moves, she has 1000 energy and she can cast the special move. So as soon as all the other units in the team use their special move, she can use her own special move as well. And that's really important. There is also another condition that she has, but we're going to comment later once we get to the special move, I think. So that's good. That is a very decent amount. I think it's going to help a ton, especially once we look at the special move and what that does. But yeah, so far it's promising. The last part I don't like. Every time you recover energy this way, she's going to have a max HP increase and recover a percentage of her max HP. This is not unremovable. There is a cap to the number of stacks. I don't think that is really going to help because we already have an example of this kind of buff on a unit like Heljo. It gets a lot of HP, but obviously building full damage is not surviving at all. And she's going to be similar, but the difference is that on her you can actually build resistances if you want. So maybe the max HP is a bit more relevant. You could also go defense in the Revolution subnodes to make her more durable, but we'll see, I guess. There is potential to use it, definitely more than Eljo, but I wouldn't be too excited, and it can be removed. So again, kinda off for now. Is more as an enemy, probably, that she's going to be annoying to deal with for attack scaling DPS units. You might want to use max HP scaling ones against her. But yeah, we'll talk more about that once she's actually out. Then we have the active skill, What's in My Bag? She's going to provide a buff to all allies that is going to last for a duration. I did not check how long this one was. To be honest, on the video, I have no idea. We'll see, it's probably going to be 10 seconds or something like that. And this is going to do two things. The first one is always going to proc, and that is an HP, attack, and defense increase with a maximum number of stacks. And when the stacks refresh, the duration is going to refresh. So probably this is going to be a 20-second, I think, just give or take. We'll see. The fact that this is removable is annoying, to be honest. And the fact that we don't know the amount is also quite annoying. I think the total should be at the very least 400% for each of them for it to be decent. Considering she doesn't have defense decrease in her kit, I definitely want this buff to be massive or is not justified, I think. Then we have some bonus buffs if you satisfy some conditions. If you have more than a certain number of purple units, then you're going to deal more damage to yellow units. Okay. If you have a certain number of physical damage dealers, you're going to have physical pierce increased. If you have a certain number of magic unit, like magic damage dealing units, you will have a magic pierce increase. Simple, again, we don't know the numbers, so it's hard to tell how good that's gonna be. But I don't have high expectations. I think this buff is way worse than a defense increase. But we'll see. If it's 100%, maybe it's acceptable, I would say. But again, let's wait and see for the numbers to be out before jumping to conclusions. Then we have Fanatic's Contract. This is interesting and at the same time a bit off. So she's going to deal damage based off of her own max HP, so not the enemy max HP, guys, be careful, and turn them into Fanatics for a duration. I don't know how long this duration is because they only use this skill once during the developer livestream, and they died before this skill expired. I think it was at the very least 8 to 10 seconds, and then the enemy died, so we don't know. But it's at least 10-second duration, which is okayish. But we need this up all the time, or it could be a problem. So let's keep that in mind. This is very important. The area of effect is quite small, so you need grouping. You need to use her probably with Anna plus Reflejo, or with Karaka, or obviously Yurang, units like that group enemies tightly, and then you can use this one, and it's going to be the only way that Yura can protect herself, which is like worrying from my point of view, but fine. Then she's also going to decrease physical and magic resistance of enemies hit by a percentage, kind of redundant with the physical and magic pierce that she gains in the other active skill, but still fine. And the damage that the Fanatics deal to Yura is going to be 1 or 0. We don't know. They said nullify, so I'm guessing 0, but we'll see. So this is good to provide Yura with additional survivability. And I'm saying that because unfortunately the special move does not work on herself, which is worrying. So let's see here what the special move does. The special move just makes Yura sing and recover 100% energy for all allies, excluding herself. Obviously, that would be broken. And for a duration, which seems to be 8 seconds, she's going to provide basically immortality for all allies, again, herself excluded, which is a pretty good thing to have. But this part, I don't like, obviously, because as I said, you have to rely on this active skill for her to survive reliably, I think. Unless they give her something like she cannot be targeted. Don't know, we'll see. But so far, a bit of a red flag. I don't like it that much. And they're also going to gain attack speed. SSR Yura has 80, so I'm guessing that she's going to get at the very least that, but probably 100, 120 is going to be the actual amount, which is massive, obviously, so good. And during this time, whenever allies attack enemies, she's also going to deal additional damage. So when when an ally attacks an enemy, they're going to have some percentage of Yura's max HP as additional damage, which is nothing, to be honest. I don't expect a lot of damage out of this, but for the enemies, they can just one shot us, probably even at lower deficits. Not sure about it, but yeah, I'm more worried that this is going to work for the enemies more than for ourselves. We'll see, but yeah, not too excited about this part. When using the special move, she's immune to status effects. That's good. She cannot move. Okay. And cannot use the special move again until the song ends. This is very important because it means there will always be some sort of downtime because we saw the passive. So she gains energy every time somebody else uses the special move. She gains energy, she uses special move. She's going to give back all the energy to all allies. They're going to use back the special move, and she's going to have 1000 energy. Great. But she cannot chain it up. She has to wait to stop singing, the effect expires, and then she can cast it again. The animation from the video seemed pretty fast, but we cannot say until we have it actually in game. So there is no protection from the team in that downtime. That's the same issue that Asensio had before they fixed it with the Revolution upgrade. Because he could be killed only when he was casting the special move, and this is the same thing. And this will basically mean all close range units, as soon as she stops singing, will die. And I don't like that. So we'll see how they address that with the again with the revolution. But yeah, there is that to keep in mind. You cannot chain it that easily. It's not going to be like Evan that you can have it up all the time. That's not going to work. And also keep in mind she's always excluded, so that's also disappointing from my point of view. And she cannot use this if there are no allies. Obviously, there is no effect if there is no ally on the field. But okay, so far the kit seems questionable, to be honest. I'm not 100% sure this is going to be busted, but the revolution should bring us some more opportunities for this kit. One of them will be that we saw from the video that there is another condition for the special move to trigger. It's probably one of the two revolutions. And when an ally goes below a certain HP threshold, she's going to cast immediately the special move. That has a cooldown. We don't know how long that cooldown is, but it's still decent. At the very least, if you have a squishy frontline unit that jumps in and would potentially die, she's going to immediately sing the song and regenerate all energy for all teammates, which is then going to keep it up. So that's okay, but still there is that annoying downtime that I'm not convinced about. We'll see, but there are a lot of question marks here. They need to do something more for a revolution. I also think they should add in revolution something to prevent energy from being decreased, because if you're facing like Yama or Kasano or whatever, Gustang, well, okay, you're not facing Gustang in Adventure, but maybe in PvP or other things, yes. Or if you're facing any kind of unit that has an energy decrease on you, that could be a problem. Because if they decrease your energy, then this whole chaining stuff is not going to work. They can reduce your energy. Even if they remove like 10, they're going to destroy your whole synergy, because you will have energy from your ally special move. Then you cast your own, everyone will get energy, and you get 1000 back because everyone is going to use the special move. So 4 special moves, and then if they decrease it by 10, you're at 990. You cannot cast the special move. You have to wait for somebody else to use their special moves, which is not that big of a deal, if I'm being honest, but keep in mind energy decrease could be annoying. This is also good for us because when we are facing them and this kind of unit, we just need to block the HP recovery on all the enemies and we will be fine. She will do nothing. We can also just use units that can decrease our energy and we should be fine, because They're not going to regen it that well. Gusting is definitely going to counter her super hard. So yeah, that's just good to note. We'll see. Hopefully she's going to be busted, and hopefully they make all the good upgrades in the actual revolution. Because if they do it in the exclusive equipment, then it works also on enemies in normal adventure. But we'll see. Let's maybe have a quick look at the video again, just to comment on a few things that I quickly mentioned, like the fact that she's going to start with no energy. So watch that. Let's see if they are actually going to start. Okay. So you see here, she is Revolution 6 and she has no starting energy. So also, like the Rainbow 5 is not going to work. Then we have this guy that is going to use the special move soon and 250 energy. That's what I mentioned before. That's good. Then what else? This guy is going to go below a certain HP threshold, like 50%, and she gained max energy and used the special move, as you can see. That's okay. Then we have now the active skill. She's going to use in a second. Look, this one. This is the area of the fanatic active skill. Not that big, so we need grouping for that as well. And yeah, I would say that's pretty much all. I think they didn't deploy 5 units on purpose so that we didn't see the full extent of her passive strength, but it's okay, I would say. So yeah, guys, that's all for this video. Let me know in the comments if you have any doubts, if you have a different opinion, if you found out something else from the developer livestream video. Otherwise, I will see you tomorrow for the anniversary livestream. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you guys then. Bye.